Hello my friends, how are you doing today? I'm your Ramandeep Singh, back on your favorite channel, Ielts Coaching. This particular video is again going to be a complete Ielts speaking interview, and it would contain the answers that the examiner may ask you in the actual exam. It is one of the exam that's been asked to one of our students, and I will be sharing in this video the reasonable answers to these questions. It would contain the sample answers to part 1, the cue card itself, and the follow-up. Just like my previous video, here is the link. It is also going to be a kind of a podcast in which you would be listening to the audio. You will not see me. However, there would be captions that you can read to get the answers. I hope you will really like it and be able to prepare yourself for such kind of test in the actual Ielts exam. I would like to remind you, Ielts Coaching is one of the best channels on YouTube for your Ielts preparation. So if you have not subscribed it, go ahead and subscribe it, and don't forget to leave some comments while watching these videos on my channel. Ielts Coaching application is also available now that contains lots of study material related to Ielts. You can download it from Google Play Store. In fact, now we have the reading test series of academic as well as general students. So those who are looking for authentic reading material, they can get Ielts reading test series. So let's, without wasting any time, start today's interview session.
Do you have a large or small family?
Well, I live in a small family. There are 4 members in my family, my parents and my younger brother.
How much time do you spend with members of your family?
I can say I spend a handsome amount of time with my family members. I'm a full-time student and I come back home around 3 in the afternoon. And after that, I spend approximately 4 to 5 hours with my family. During this time, we sit together, discuss our day, watch television, and we also have dinner together.
What sort of things do you like to do together?
Well, as I said, I enjoy all these activities together. Together, I must say, we have a lot of fun. In fact, on weekends, we also play some games or we arrange some outings as well.
What kind of food do you like?
I must say I like all different type of food. Vegetarian, so I generally prefer vegetarian food. And I don't mind having fast food every now and then.
What are some of the typical foods in your country?
My country is really popular for its fascinating food, but curries are especially popular all over the world. And apart from that, some sweets are also very popular of my country.
In your country, do men and women have the main responsibility for cooking?
I must say in most families, females take this responsibility. There are still many households where women are still the housemakers. But in modern families where both men and women are working, they try to share this responsibility.
Tell me about the house or apartment you live in.
Well, I live in a big house. It has 7 bedrooms, 1 for each family member and couple of guest rooms. All the rooms are well furnished. There is a huge lawn outside and a parking garage.
What are some of the bad things about living there?
Well, I live in a locality that is in quite a good area. It's really hard to say anything bad about it, but the only problem is sometimes the cleaning staff does not come on time and there is not enough greenery in the area. So I would definitely like to see more trees in this area.
What kind of place would you like to have in the future?
It's my dream to have my dream house in mountain. So surely, if I had the opportunity, one day I will build my dream house at a hill station like Missouri or Manali.
Well, undoubtedly, teachers have a strong impression on our personality, especially those who teach us in our early childhood. I would definitely talk about one of my teacher who joined our school as a science teacher and has a strong influence on me and on other students of the school as well. I still remember when I was in grade 5th and science was introduced as a subject, and most students used to face difficulty in understanding this subject. Fortunately, Mrs. Malti joined our school as our new science teacher, and within few days she changed our attitude towards this subject. Was highly qualified with a profound knowledge of the subject, and her teaching methodologies were quite different than other teachers. Her way of teaching was really friendly and interactive. Because of that, we started to develop interest in science subject. In fact, because of her friendly nature, we could easily raise queries and clarify our doubts without any kind of hesitation. Mrs. Malti also got us familiar with the practical importance of science subject in our routine life. In fact, she also requested the school management to set up science laboratories where students could conduct experiments. In addition, she was like a mentor for most students. Apart from studies, students could easily approach her with their personal problems, and she used to guide them appropriately. I can never forget the time after completing 10th. I was quite confused about what subject to choose for higher study. At that time, she gave me the best advice as she was quite familiar with my weaknesses and strengths. I must say, whatever she taught me, I still remember very well. This is perhaps the reason why whenever my cousin or my nephew or niece approach me with any doubt related to science subject, I always help them without any hesitation and often recall my teacher. Yet another good thing about this teacher was that she used to offer free classes to poor students at home who really could not afford to pay the school fee. And this thing has a great influence on me, and I too try to help poor children by offering them free classes in the evening at home. Overall, she was one fantastic teacher who taught me and had a strong influence on me.
Has education system in your country changed in the last 10 years?
Yes, I must say there is a drastic change in the education system. Earlier, there were only state-owned or state-run schools in my country with not much facilities, and there was not much emphasis or there was not much competition among the students. But these days, there are private schools, and the standard of education has improved greatly. Apart from education, schools also focus on the extracurricular activities, especially sports and others.
happen in the future?
What I see that our education system is trying to learn from the education system of advanced countries like America, Japan, and trying to implement those things. This is the reason why these days we see computer education being introduced, and teaching is done with the help of computer technology, for example, educom. And these technological tools are really helpful in improving the education standards in my country.
What changes would you recommend to improve the education system?
I beg your pardon, would you mind to repeat the question?
What changes would you recommend to improve the education system?
What comes to my mind is the most important thing that really need to be changed is to introduce more practical aspect of learning as compared to theoretical. My country's education system is often criticized for putting more emphasis on the theoretical aspect. That's the only reason why the students who pass out from schools or universities, they lack practical skills. So this is really something that is worrisome and need to be taken care of.
How do the ambitions of current school leavers compare with those of the previous generation?
Well, what I can say, in past they had no ambitions, and they were not much concerned or worried about their education or their career. But these days youngsters are over ambitious. At the same time, they have a lot of pressure of their parents as well as society, and once they come out of the schools or complete their higher education from universities or colleges, they are always concerned or worried about getting a respectable job.
What role do you think extracurricular activities play in education?
Needless to say, these activities have a prominent role. They shape the personality of the children, and they are very important for the overall personality development of the children. For example, during my school days, I took part in many debate and speech competitions, and today I feel that I have a better public speaking skills. And these skills or such skills are required every now and then in our routine life. So that's what I say. Apart from education, the importance of extracurricular activities cannot be ignored at any cost.
What is the role of the school in modern society?
Just like the older days, schools still have the same role to educate the masses, make them understand their responsibility towards the nation, and school also need to teach the moral values to the students so that they become better person and better citizens of a country.
Right now, I say goodbye, and I will catch you very shortly with more interesting material related to us. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.